بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قال الإمام العثيمين رحمه الله تعالى: عرفنا أنه إذا فسر سلف الكلمة بمعنى. He says we have learned, or we know that if our salaf they have explained a word with a particular meaning, وَفَسَّرَهَا آخَرُونَ مِنْهُمْ بِمَعْنَى آخَرٍ, and others from amongst them explain the same word with a different meaning, بِاعْتِبَارِ أَنَّ هَذِهِ الصِّفَةَ تَشْمَلُ هَذَا وَهَذَا, with consideration that this word that they use, it encompasses this and that. It means this and it means that. Although one of them mentioned this word, and another mentions this word, and another mentions this word, all of those words, the thing that they're talking about, carries that characteristic. فَهُوَ مِنْ بَابِ اخْتِلَافِ التَّنَوُّعِ. This here in this regard is from the difference of opinion of variety. فقوله تعالى في سورة الفاتحة اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. As Allah says in Surah Al-Fatiha, O Allah, we ask that you guide us to the straight path. Su'alan, the third question for our beloved mothers. ما هو الفعل المجرد من فعل الفاتحة. This is for the sisters studying Arabic. This question is for our Shaykha. This is for Sister Waliya. Sister Waliya here, ikhwan. At any rate, this question is for our Shaykha. What's the verb that the word Al-Fatiha comes from? When you look at the word Al-Fatiha, what's the three-letter verb that's there? Al-Fatiha. What's the three-letter verb that is there? You brothers on the conference call, put your mute on. قال الإمام العثيمين فقوله تعالى اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. O Allah, guide us to the straight path. معنا الصراط الطريق الواسع. You sisters, write this down. The linguistic meaning of path or as-sirat is the path, the wide path. الطريق الواسع, the wide path. Linguistic. لكن المراد بالصراط المستقيم الإسلام. But the intent of the straight path is al-Islam. هذا قول. This is one position. This is one statement as we mentioned. وقول الثاني هو القرآن. And the second is that it is the Quran. والمؤلف جاء لكل من هذين الدليل. طيب. وجاء لكل من هذين القولين بدليل من السنة. And the author, عليكم السلام, he has brought two or both of these statements. He has brought a proof from the Sunnah of the Messenger of Allah, one to support that the straight path is al-Islam, while the other supports that the straight path is the Quran. وَمَعَ ذَلِكَ فَهُمَا لَا يَتَنَافَيَانِ أَبَدًا. And here, both of them, there's no contradiction. There's no opposition here. لأن الإسلام هو ما في القرآن. Because the religion of al-Islam, it is that which is inside of the Quran. وحينئذ فلا تضاد بينهما. So here, there's no contradiction. There's no opposition between the two. سواء فسر بأنه القرآن, whether it's described as being the Quran, or فسر بأنه الإسلام, or if it's described as being al-Islam. Because al-Islam is that which is inside of the Quran. وواضح أن هذا الاختلاف اختلاف تنوع. And that which is clear is that this type of difference of opinion here is a difference of opinion of variety. وَلَيْسَ اخْتِلَافَ تُضَادٍ, and it's not the difference of opinion of opposition. بِدَلِيلٍ أَنَّ كُلَّ وَاحِدٍ مِنْهُمَا لَا يُنَافِ الْآخَرِ, with the proof that both of these statements, one of them does not contradict the other, and the second does not contradict the first. قال شيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية رحمه الله سؤالا, وهذا السؤال لشيختنا أرشان, and this question is for our beloved sister أرشان. ما اسم الإمام الترمذي؟ ما اسم الإمام الترمذي؟ Our beloved Shaykha, our sister Arshan, her question is, what's the name of At-Tirmidhi? What's the name of At-Tirmidhi? Who else is there tonight, ya Ikhwan? Sister Halima. طيب. The next question is for our Shaykha, Sister Halima. ما اسم الإمام البخاري? What's the name of the Imam al-Bukhari? Our Shaykh, she responds by saying, the فعل مجرد من الفاتحة هو فتحا. أحسنتي. As she says, the naked verb from the noun al-Fatiha is fataha. Is fataha. وهذا صحيح. The verb that the noun al-Fatiha is derived from, ya ikhwan, is fataha. وفتح ليجعل شيئا مفتوحا. It means to make something open or to open. It means to make something open or to open. So Arshan, her question is, what's the name of At-Tirmidhi? And Sister Halima, her question is, what's the name of Al-Bukhari? If there's any other young ladies that are there, your question is, and you can work together, what's the name of Imam Muslim? What's the name of Al-Imam Muslim? قال شيخ الإسلام ابن تيمية الصنف الثاني. As for the second group, أن يذكر كل منهم من الاسم العام بعض أنواعه على سبيل التمثيل. He says here, pay attention, oh my beloved mother. You may lose someone tonight, and my beloved daughter, and my beloved sister. Shaykh al-Islam says, as for the second group, one of them, from those who explain, the explainer of the Quran, the Salaf, one of them mentions, with regards to a general word, he mentions بعض أنواعه على سبيل تمثيل. He mentions some of its types, or a type of it. He's asked about a certain thing, he mentions a type of it. Not trying to define it, but to show an example of it. You understand? Not trying to define it, but to show an example of it. وتنبيه المستمع على النوع لا على سبيل الحد المطابق للمحمود في عمومه وخصوصه. He says, and in addition, or to get the intention, to draw the attention to the one that's listening, to give him an example, not to give him the absolute definition. The person is asked about something, and he says that thing is like such and such, or he gives him an example of it, not in trying to intend or trying to establish that this is the absolute meaning of it, nothing else, nothing more, this is it. La, not like that. على سبيل التمثيل, to give an example. He says مثال السائل أعجمي, like, or مثل السائل أعجمي, like the foreigner, the non-Arab. He asks a question. عن مسمى لفظ الخبز. He asks someone, what's the meaning of the word al-khubz? What's the meaning of the word bread? But he doesn't speak Arabic. He's a non-Arab. He's an Ajami, a foreigner. He says, what's the meaning of bread? فَأُرِيَ رَغِيفًا, and he's shown a loaf of bread. The sisters are at the market, they're at Walmart or ShopRite. What else y'all got down here, ya ikhwan? Wegmans. Y'all got Wegmans? Who else y'all got?
Save a lot.
Save a lot. The sister Khadija, Sister Amatullah is at Save a lot. She says to Sister Amatullah, Ma ma'na al-khubz? What's the meaning of the word khubz? So Sister Khadija shows her raghifan. She shows her a loaf of bread. She says this Stroman. This. Not trying to define it. Not على الحد المطابق. Not showing the absolute meaning of it. Not like that. Showing the tamthil. Showing the example of it. She says, وهذا فالإشارة إلى نوع هذا لا إلى هذا الرغيف وحده. Showing her this as an example. Not showing her that this is the absolute meaning of bread. قال الشيخ عثيمين, explaining the words of Shaykh al-Islam. لو سأل أعجمي ما هو الخبز? If a non-Arab asks about bread, فقيل له الخبز هو قرص يصنع من البر بعد طحنه وبلها بالماء وعجنه فلن يعرف ما الخبز. If a person says to you, who is a non-Arab, what is bread? And you say to him or to her, bread is that which is in a circular form, a rectangular form, a circular form, and it's made from wheat or flour. بعد طحنه or بعد طحنه, after it was grinded. وبلها بالماء, and then it's moistened with some water. وعجنه, and then it's doughed together. لن يعرف ما الخبز. From this definition or this explanation, he's still not going to know what is khubz. You explained it to him. Bread is the thing that is in a circular form or rectangular form, if I can say. It's created from wheat, or was fashioned from wheat. It's from wheat. After it was grinded together, and then it was moistened with some water and dough together. He's still, what are you talking about? He's still not going to know what you're saying. ولكن إذا كان معك خبز أو خبزة فقلت له هذا. However, if Sister Khadija, she's asked by Sister Amatullah, what is bread? And then she happens to have a slice of bread with her in a purse. Some of the women, mashallah, in their purses, oh, they have everything in their purse, mashallah. Tokens, transpass, gas money, lipstick, Quran, Bukhari, khufs, a niqab, khimar, jilbab. One time a new sister came to take shahada. One of the sisters just happened to have a jilbab in her purse. MashaAllah. They have everything in their purses, ikhwan. The sister came to take shahada. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. The sister, I believe Arshan, alhamdulillah, she had a jilbab in her purse. Alhamdulillah, sister, bismillah. Here you go. Alhamdulillah. Hadiyatan minni. A gift from me. MashaAllah. They have everything in their purses, ikhwan. Wallets, perfume when they get home, gas money, token money, books, Quran, kimar, niqab, gloves. Alhamdulillah. So now she's asked, what is bread? So she goes into this purse that they carry everything in, and she pulls out a slice of bread. Alhamdulillah. So now she's not defining the bread. She's showing her what is bread. She's showing her what is bread. قال الشيخ عثيمين ولكن إذا كان معك خبزة فقلت له هذا. However, if you have some bread with you and you pull it out and you show her or him, this is bread. فهو لن يفهم أو لن يفهم أنه ليس في الدنيا خبز إلا الذي بيدك. He's not going to understand from this, from you showing him bread. He's not going to understand that this is the only bread in the dunya that's between your hands. That this is the only type of bread. He's not going to understand that. بل سيعرف أن هذا على سبيل تمثيل. But rather, he's going to understand that this is an example of what is bread. ولهذا لو ذهب إلى بقالة ووجد لفت خبز فسيقول بكم لفت الخبز فهذا تعيين ليس معناه أنه يراد أن يفسر اللفظة أو لفظة بهذا المعنى على وجه المطابقة لا يزيد ولا ينقص لكنه على سبيل تمثيل. ما شاء الله يا إخوان. He says, in addition to this, if this man that you showed what is bread, you didn't define it, you didn't give no examples, you didn't give no tafseer, you showed him, this is the point, you showed him an example, not trying to define it, trying to give him a tamtheel, a similitude, to show him what is the thing he's asking about. Now here, if this man goes to the grocer or to the store and he finds some bread, now he knows what bread is because you showed him what is bread. Now he can say, how much is the bread? And the Sheikh says here, the intent here with showing someone something, he said the intent here is not trying to define it. That's not the intent. The intent here is that you're showing him an example. You're showing him an example of what is bread. مثال ذلك, an example of that, ما نقل في قوله تعالى, is that which has been relayed in the statement of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Fatir. Surah Fatir is Surah 35. Someone check that, ya ikhwan. Surah Fatir.
No,
Alhamdulillah. Not 38, before 38. And that's correct.
35.
Alhamdulillah.
Verse is 32.
Verse 32, Surah 35. As Allah Ta'ala says, ثُمَّ أَوْرَثْنَا الْكِتَابَ الَّذِينَ اصْطَفَيْنَا مِنْ عِبَادِنَا فَمِنْهُمْ ظَالِمٌ لِنَفْسِهِ وَمِنْهُمْ مُقْتَصِدٌ وَمِنْهُمْ سَابِقٌ بِالْخَيْرَاتِ. Surah Fatir. As Allah Ta'ala says, and then we have allow أَوْرَثْنَا الْكِتَابَ, we have inherited or allow from our servants those that we have chosen to inherit the book. فَمِنْهُمْ ظَالِمٌ لِنَفْسِهِ, so from them is the one who is oppressive to himself. وَمِنْهُمْ مُقْتَصِدٌ, and from them is the one that's moderate. And from them is the one that's foremost upon carrying actions of goodness. I want the sister to write down these three words. On one line, you're going to write down this word. From them is the one who is oppressive to himself. On line A. Skip a few lines. Next line. From them is the one that's moderate. And from them is the one, skip another line, the one that's foremost in carrying out actions of goodness. 3 lines. The first one, the one who is oppressive to himself. Surah Fatir, Surah 35, verse 32. From our servants is the one who is oppressive to himself. That's the first line. Skip 2 lines. Next phrase, the one that's moderate. The one that's moderate. The last line, the one who is foremost upon carrying out actions of goodness. We'll come back to each one of them inshallah. قال الشيخ عثيمين يقول تعالى ثم أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا الاسم الموصول ليس وصفا للكتاب. Allah Ta'ala says in the ayat, then we have caused to inherit the book, those that we have chosen from our servants. Shaykh Uthaymeen says the word alladhina here, for you sisters studying Arabic who study with Sister Aliyah or the likes, or any other young lady that I don't know at this moment, the word alladhina is in the Nahu ism mawsul. It's a ism mawsul, a demonstrative, if I can say that, a demonstrative pronoun. Laysa wasfan lil-kitab, and it's not an adjective. It's not a na'at or an adjective or description of the word book. بل الصحيح أن الكتاب مفعول الأول والذين مفعول الثاني. He says rather that which is correct. Another thing you can say is that الذين is the مفعول به, the first مفعول به for the word book. He says that the word book is the first مفعول به and الذين is the second مفعول به. That the word book is the first مفعول به and the الذين is the second مفعول به. The مفعول به يا إخوان, for your brothers studying Arabic, is not the one who does the action. It's the one that the action falls upon. If you say ضرب علي محمدا, Ali struck Muhammad. Ali is the darib, he is the doer of the verb daraba, which means to hit. Ali is the darib, he is the hitter, the striker. And Muhammad is the maf'ulun bi. He is the one that the verb to hit fell on, meaning he was the one that was struck. So the word book is the first maf'ulun bi, and the word alladina is the second maf'ulun bi. قال الشيخ عثيمين ثم أورثنا الكتاب الذين اصطفينا من عبادنا. And then we have caused to inherit the book from those that we have chosen from our servants. والمراد بالذين اصطفى الله تعالى من عباده هذه الأمة الإسلامية. He says the intent of those that Allah has chosen from His servants is this nation of Islam, meaning those to come after Muhammad عليه الصلاة والسلام. لأن آخر كتاب نزل هو هذا القرآن. For indeed, as a proof, the last book that was sent down was this Quran. So this shows that Allah is talking about the Ummah of Muhammad, those who come after Prophet Muhammad عليه الصلاة والسلام. So we'll stop after this last point here, ya ikhwan. We may not get to the explanation, but we'll finish the last words of Shaykh al-Islam. As he says, one last paragraph. فَمَعْلُومٌ أَنَّ الظَّالِمَ لِنَفْسِهِ يَتَنَاوَلُ الْمَضِيعِ لِلْوَاجِبَاتِ وَالْمُنْتَهِكَ لِلْمُحَرَّمَاتِ والمقصود يتناول فاعل الواجبات وتارك المحرمات والسابق يدخل فيه من سبق فتقرب بالحسنات مع الواجبات فالمقتصدون هم أصحاب اليمين والسابقون أولئك المقربون. He says, Shaykh Islam says, rahimahullah, so it's known that those who are oppressive to themselves are the ones who fail to carry out those actions of obligation, and those who fall or have fallen into the haram. So now go back to your first line. The one who is oppressive, you're going to write, are those who do not carry out the actions of obedience. Those who do not carry out the actions of obedience. And, two parts to the first one. And those who have embarked or fallen into the muharramat, the haram. That's the first part. Once again, those who are oppressive to themselves are the ones who do not carry out the actions of obedience or the actions of obligation. Change obedience. The actions of, a better translation, the actions of obligation. And those who embark or fall into the prohibitions. وَالْمُقْتَصِدُ يَتَنَاوَلُ فَاعِلَ الْوَاجِبَاتِ وَتَارِكَ الْمُحَرَّمَاتِ. And the one who is moderate, second line. The ones who are moderate are those who perform the obligations and they stay away from the prohibitions. They are the opposite. Those who are moderate, second line, are those who carry out actions of obedience and they stay away from the muharramat. وَالسَّابِقُ يَدْخُلُ فِيهِ مَنْ سَبَقَ فَتَقَرَّبَ بِالْحَسَنَاتِ مَعَ الْوَاجِبَاتِ. And the last sentence, last part of your homework. And the foremost of carrying out actions of obedience or actions of goodness, they are the ones who carry out actions of the voluntary actions or the nawafil and the obligatory actions. So we have three groups. The first group, the one who is oppressive. The one who is oppressive to himself is the one who does not carry out the obligations. And he falls into the prohibitions. And the second, the moderate one, is the one who carries out the obligations and he stays away from the muharramat. But he doesn't do the nawafil. Nothing about nawafil. All he does, most of us, all he does, obligatory. He doesn't pray 2 rak'ah before Fajr. He doesn't pray 2 rak'ah when the sun comes up. He doesn't pray 2 rak'ah before Dhuhr. He doesn't pray 4 rak'ah after Dhuhr. He doesn't pray 2 rak'ah after Asr. He doesn't pray 2 rak'ah before Maghrib. He doesn't pray 2 rak'ah between the adhan and the iqamah. He doesn't pray 2 rak'ah after Isha. not the one that's muqtasid, not the moderate one. He only performs the obligatory. He prays dhuhr and dhuhr only. Then he waits for asr, prays asr, asr only. And then maghrib, no sunan. And then isha, no sunan. And then al-fajr, no sunan. This is the moderate one. And he leaves off the prohibitions. And then the last one, the best one, the one who's foremost, he does the actions of the voluntary affairs. And he does the actions of obedience. He's praying 2 rak'ah al-fajr. And then he prays fajr. And then he sits and goes over Quran. And then it's recommended. And then, or he makes dua. And then when the sun comes up, he prays 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 or 12 or any number from the even number. It's best to stop at 8. At any rate, then he prays 2 rak'ah before dhuhr. Or 4 rak'ah before dhuhr. And then he prays dhuhr. And then he prays 2 rak'ah after dhuhr. Or 4 rak'ah after dhuhr. And then he prays asr. And then he prays 2 rak'ah after asr. And then he prays maghrib. And then he prays 2 rak'ah after maghrib. And then if he hears the adhan, he prays 2 rak'ah between the adhan and the iqamah. And then he prays isha. And then he prays after isha 2 rak'ah. And then he gets up for qiyamul layl. And he prays even if it's 1 rak'ah. This is the foremost, the one who's doing the foremost actions of obedience. So then the Shaykh, he says, and we'll stop here. He says, فَالْمُقْتَصِدُونَ هُمْ أَصْحَابُ الْيَمِينَ. So the moderate ones, they are the ones on the right hand. وَالسَّابِقُونَ أُولَٰئِكَ الْمُقَرَّبُونَ. And those who are foremost to do the actions of worship and obedience, they are the ones that are brought close and near to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we'll continue in the words of Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah in the following lesson. Our mothers answer some of the questions. As one of our mothers, she says, Imam at-Tirmidhi, his name is Muhammad at-Tirmidhi, his kunya is Abu Isa, and Allah knows best. Ahsanti, his name is exactly that, Abu Isa, Muhammad ibn Isa. At-Tirmidhi, ikhwan, for our mothers and our daughters, is Abu Isa, Muhammad ibn Isa. At-Tirmidhi, rahimahullah ta'ala. Another one of our mothers, she says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. As for Bukhari, he is Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Ismail ibn Ibrahim al-Bukhari. Ahsanti. هذا صحيح. Al-Bukhari is Abu Abdullah Muhammad ibn Ismail ibn Ibrahim. And I think that was it. No, that was the last one. So we'll stop there, ikhwan. If you brothers don't have anything to mention, we'll stop there, have the salah, and then we'll check the homework for our beloved mothers, and we'll conclude with a nice lesson. فَسُبْحَانَكَ اللَّهُمَّ بِحَمْدِكَ أَشْهَدُ أَنْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا أَنْتَ أَسْتَغْفِرُكَ وَأَتُوبُ إِلَيْكَ. Anything that I said that's correct is from my Lord. When أَخْطَأْتُ فَمِنْ نَفْسِي. Anything that I said is incorrect is from my own self. وَالسَّلَامُ عَلَيْكُمْ وَرَحْمَةُ اللَّهِ.